In today's video, I'm going to share with you something that I messed up, but something that I can fix. The problem is I have really leggy tomato seedlings that are ready for transplanting, probably past ready for transplanting. The good news about having a leggy tomato seedling is that all you have to do is bury it pretty deep in the soil. Something unique to tomato plants is that they will create roots all along the stem of the plant. If you take a look at what I have here, these seedlings have been growing indoors under a grow light, and they've actually become so leggy that they're laying over. There's not enough vertical space for them where they were at, and so they've draped over, and you can see there's a root above the soil level, and that's because it was laying down on the soil and actually trying to root. So what we're doing today, even though it's very windy out, I have got to get these tomato plants in the ground because the roots are coming out the bottom and they're just far too outgrown for the environment they're in. So what we're going to do is go out to the garden and plant them, and we can bury them really, really deep. You can even take off the lower leaves, like this one right here. I can take off this lower sun leaf and bury it all the way to like right here. Let's go do it. So I'm targeting this spot in the garden right here for a determinate type Italian Roma tomato. I'm going to move the mulch aside. And if you don't have enough like deep space, you can even lay it like horizontally. So I think I'm going to need to do that just because of the amount of extra stem I have. So I'm going to try to use this space right here. I'm going to lay it down and turn it up. Be very careful with transplants. See that? So before I put it in the ground, I know I'm going to bury this, so I'm going to pinch off these sun leaves. I may even pinch off this one right here. So I'm going to bury it with soil all the way up to about right here. I'm going to lay that stem like this. Now you can see it's really windy here today. Unfortunately, the wind is going to keep being strong like this for the next week. So I had to get the tomato transplants out, even though the wind is not a great condition for it. What I'm going to do is cut off the bottom of this milk carton and put this on top of the tomato plant so that I can protect it from the extreme wind. There we have it. Let me show you how I'll put it on top. Look at how the poor seedling is just getting blown away already. It's too much wind. So this is what we're gonna do. Carefully put it over there. I'm gonna try to press the milk carton down so that or maybe I'll give it a little outline to kind of stay put in the ground, like the border of the milk carton. Try to bury that size of that milk carton a little bit. I'm undecided about leaving the lid. I think I'm going to leave the lid off so it doesn't feel like it's being suffocated. So it's really, really windy still, but let's see how it's working to shield the tomato plant. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it looks like it's doing its job to protect the seedling from the wind. The next step is watering it in, and remember we laid a lot of those roots right here, so I'm going to focus a bit of the watering right over here. One last step, I forgot to put the label in there, so I'm going to stick this right outside the milk carton into the soil right here, just so I can remember the variety. If you want to see how I make those plant markers, check out my video right here about DIY plant markers.